Uh, Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our event. My name is Sheikh Suleiman, and I'm thrilled to have you all here today. Thank you for making the time. So, we are gathered here to celebrate innovation, growth, and the limitless possibilities that lie ahead. And now it is today's highlights will be we have the motivational speech, and then we'll have live career opportunities discussions, and then we'll have speed and networking. So we are. It is my honor to introduce our esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Nikhil Desai. Thank you, sir, for coming here today.
My
Nikhil sir
pleasure.
is not only a renowned speaker but also a TED Talk sensation. Sir is a renowned international speaker. His insights and experience have inspired countless individuals and organizations around the globe. Sir has participated in 42 countries and over 2,000 plus organizations. We are incredibly fortunate to have him with us today. Thank you, sir, for joining. So, without further ado, please join me in welcoming Mr. Nikhil Desai. Please, sir.
Right. Thank you very much, Suleiman, for the kind words, and a very good evening to all my friends
Thank
who
you,
have
sir.
joined into this session today. My suggestion is please make sure that the time that we are going to spend together, you are completely not only physically present but also mentally present. You are also listening not just with your ears but with your mind and heart, so that even if you take one or two ideas from the session that I'm going to share with you in the next few minutes or the next half an hour or so, it will be of value to you. Because ultimately, if you look at the title, Unleashing Your True Potential, that is what all of us want to do with our lives. I'm born in a humble middle class family, and I think I started practicing everything that I'm talking about right now. And therefore, it has helped me to reach from almost nowhere to certain heights in my life. And I want to share with you some of the things that are part of my journey, right? So, if you look at, I did my MBA from the US. Is my screen visible to everyone? Yes, no, quickly. Someone
Yes, sir.
say, the screen is visible.
Absolutely.
Awesome, right? So, I did my MBA from the US. I worked in New York after that. And then I give myself a bigger degree, which is LLL. LLL means lifelong learner. I'm sure a lot of us have sometimes got bored in life, right? And I must tell you, my friends, that I've had challenges, difficulties, obstacles in my life, but I have never had 1 minute of boredom because there is no time to get bored. And today, on 18 January 2025, if you take an important decision that you are also going to throw away boredom from your life forever, I promise you this will help you tremendously in unleashing your true potential. I've been an international TEDx speaker. Last year, I delivered my TEDx talk in July. Then I was invited again to deliver a second TEDx talk in September. Both of these are now uploaded on YouTube. So if you type Nikhil Desai TEDx, you'll find my TEDx videos, both these videos there. 42 countries, 2,000 companies, and a quarter million people. And I plan to take this figure to 500,000 participants by the end of this decade. And that's going to be possible because of the online sessions also now that I do in countries all over the world, right? So there are companies who invite 100, 200, 500 people at a time to attend my 1 hour motivational program. And a lot of these happen online. Of course, I just came this afternoon from outstation trip where I was doing an online program for about 100 people, right? Offline program. All right. So I'm writing a book. Many people say we are not able to attend your programs, although we want to. This book will be out sometime this year. It's called The 9 Habits of Super Successful People, right? So you've probably sometimes heard of the 7 habits. I went 2 steps further, and now going to be writing. I've started the process of 9 habits. Was featured in the Human Factor with people like Mr. Narayan Murthy and a lot of eminent people from all over the world on the Learning Panorama Industry Best Practices Revealed. India's best corporate motivational speaker at the National HR Conference. So that happened at the India level. Felicitated at the WOW Awards Asia. That happened at the Asia level. And finally, a Lifetime Achievement Award at the World HR Congress. This obviously is at the world level. So 105 countries were there when I received this award. And therefore, I always say it is not my award, it is India's award. And I bestow this honor to all of you, my dear participants. This was the Lifetime Achievement Award that I received. The glimpse and a picture of the TEDx that I delivered in Mumbai. The second TEDx was in Hyderabad. But very interestingly, a few months ago, I delivered a program called Dare to Succeed, and this was on the Royal Caribbean cruise from Singapore. I'm sure many of you will agree that going on a cruise is great fun, but actually being invited to conduct a program on a cruise, and they're going from here to Singapore, they take care of your flights, and then you actually spend 3 nights on the cruise and deliver a motivational program for 300 people, including two former ambassadors of India, is definitely something that I will always remember, right? How many of you love to play or watch cricket? I'm sure many of you do. So happy to share that I've even played with people like Ravi Shastri. I was on the first ever cricket series that was telecast on Doordarshan called Cricket with Polly Umrigar, right? He was India's captain, and he handpicked me and 15 other youngsters from all over India. And it was video series that was shot at the Wankhede Stadium and telecast on black and white Doordarshan as the first ever cricket series on this subject. Featured with many people, including Sunil Gavaskar and others, on various platforms, and EHR and Training Company of the Year by the CEO magazine. And these are some of our clients. British Gas is the company where I go. I actually fly by helicopter in the oceans and run programs. So it's an amazing journey to do 45 minutes by helicopter, then run a 2 hour program in the oceans and come back after having lunch with them, right? Some more clients of ours. So think it over, my friends. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. The greatest thing in life is to keep your mind young. This was what the great Henry Ford had said. Henry Ford, as you know, was the automobile inventor of the Ford car. And therefore, it is very important that we keep our minds and hearts open to learning, because lifelong learning is the new superpower that will elevate you to new heights. Therefore, what you have to learn, not just the technical and functional skills. Harvard University said that 85% of a person's success at work is due to soft skills, and only 15% due to functional or technical skills. And therefore, my friends, you need to make sure that you learn the soft skills which make a hard difference. So, what are some of the soft skills? Many of them are there, but I captured in one little video of mine where I talk about the West of Excellence, where V stands for vision. Vision is not the binocular vision. Vision we are talking about is the ability to see yourself 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, and then connecting your today with your tomorrow. That is what is the real vision. So that, because I always believe in life, what you can visualize, you can actualize. And therefore, my friends, you must have a greater vision of yourself as to what you want to do and can do in your lives. Let's take a couple of examples of non visionaries. The first one is a telephone company, Western Union. When they were presented with the telephone, they said this telephone has too many shortcomings to be seriously considered as a means of communication. The device is inherently of no value to us. Now imagine if these non visionary statements were allowed to remain as the truth in the world, there would be no progress. When I went to the US to study and get my MBA, I could go to an AT&T store and get a color phone of my choice, my size, my shape, push button. And it was a great, it was almost magical from the time that when I left in India, we had a black and white rotary dialer phone that sometimes did not even dial completely. And if you dialed a zero, it would stop at eight and you connected to a wrong number. So it was very magical. But after that, today, the telephone industry has made so much progress that today we are carrying smartphones in our pockets. Many of you might also be listening or viewing this particular talk on your phone. Let's look at one more example. Daryl Janik was a movie producer in the US. He said television won't be able to hold on to any market it captures after the first 6 months. People will soon get tired of staring at a plywood box every night. Do you think people are tired of television? There's a lot of television going on. In fact, now people are not going to the cinema halls, to the theaters as much as they do see